Go up the hill. Go up the hill. Yes! Oh my god, we're straight up flying. Ha ha ha! Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Luap the Great here again with another episode of Scrap Mechanic. And I'm starting something new. I want to dedicate myself to at least one video a week, every week, devoted to some sort of Transformer. Let's call it Transformer Tuesdays. Sounds good, right? Yeah. So if you like that idea, hit it in the comments, hit that like button. That's what you're here for. Because you like it? I don't know. But the first Transformer Tuesday has got to be a look back, because it is the new year. It is 2018. I didn't do a big New Year's special, but Happy New Year to everyone out there. And that is something I can say to everyone. It's not like Christmas or other holidays. It is a new year for everybody. So Happy New Year, guys. Look, Pokeballs. Lots of Pokeballs. 7 of them. I have omitted one because it was pretty much just a Bakugan, as everyone told me in the comments. Yes, I omitted my my mech, my Pokeball mech, because it was pretty much just a Bakugan, just painted like a Pokeball. So I will give everyone the credit. I will give them dues on that. Yeah, you were pretty much right. I wasn't really thinking. I was just thinking I wanted to make something that could walk, and it pretty much turned out to be a Bakugan. Anyway, now we have all these Pokeballs, and we want to look back, and I want to show you what I've had to do to some of them. So after all the updates that have happened, now I'm still on 2.11, so I haven't gone over to 2.12 again, because that still causes a lot of trouble. But I'm on 2.11, and as far as that update, a lot of things weren't working. My most popular one in the world, the Pokeball Transformer car. Oh, it was all messed up. I don't know. All the updates that they did just messed it up. Like the collisions are processed differently or something. I don't know exactly what was going on, but I had to rework pretty much all of these Pokeballs. So they will all be up on the workshop again as 1.5, pretty much. Because they're not a complete new one. It's not a 2.0. It's a 1.5. It's a reworked 1.0. So let's get started. Oh, geez. God, I have them all here. All right. And links in the description for individual, cuts to these if you just want to check it out. And, of course, the links to I'm going to have so many links in the description. Oh, my God. Yeah, but I got to do one for each and every one of these for the Steam Workshop. And a little link so you can skip ahead and see the Pokeball that you want to see. So let's get started. I said that already. Yeah. The first one we're going to look at today is the Pikachu Pokeball. This was a major requested one. And you get inside. Hello. And it's very yellow in here. And you can push the button again to close. And close the door. Oh, no. Not follow cam. Yeah, free cam. Close the door. That's number 2. Number 1. No. Number 1 is the door. Yeah. Number 2 is transform. And I did have to do a little bit of tweaking on this. I really did. But it wasn't as bad as some other ones. But it all works perfectly now, and he's so cute. Now, this was due to a lot of requests that somebody wanted me to make a Pikachu one, because Pikachu is the most popular Pokemon, as far as I'm concerned. Again, I want to apologize, guys. I'm not a giant Pokemon fan. I know some people out there are crazy about them, and good for you. I'm glad you have a passion in life. But I was never really into them. But I did all of these because you guys wanted them, and I want to please my fans. So, Pikachu works. Lovely. Bye, Pikachu. Whoop. And it comes out. Now, it is kind of just a pixel art. I couldn't really make a full 3D Pikachu because there's so much stuff to work with and so much stuff to try to rotate around, and it's kind of impossible. But sure, challenge. I want to see somebody else do it. because turning a red, white, and black ball completely inside out and making it look like something yellow on the outside, yeah, that's really not gonna happen. But anyway, he does drive around. Not really fast, because if you drive too fast, he will tip over. Oh, wow, not much power at all. Get up the hill. Get up the hill, Pikachu. No, fine. You know what? Fine. But we can do other things. There are other modes, sort of. Back to a ball, and you push number 3, and that's roly-poly. 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 Alright, so that's the Pikachu ball. Ooh, if I get out. Yes! Haha! I have escaped you. Let's move. Where are you going? Are you better now? Good. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, the next one is going to be my Pokeball crab thing, as I called it. Again, because I'm not really into Pokemon, I don't know all the different names and what this might be if it was a Pokemon. And I apologize for that, and I still don't really know. But go ahead and rage in the comments and tell me what kind of Pokemon this is. Again, I just kind of made it up. But let's get in here. Bloop. And the door automatically closes on this one. I didn't push another button, it just does it. It's on like a timer. And, push number 2. Oh, wrong one. Number 2 is the door. Uh-huh. So much fail. Number 1. And I didn't have to do much to this one either. Basically, the only thing that I did to this, if I don't get stuck in the... Dang it. The only thing I had to do to this was actually reduce the amount of suspension, because now the suspensions are adjustable, and they weren't when I made this. Other than that, the transformation worked fine. And I don't know what kind of Pokemon looks like this. It might not be the correct color scheme. In fact, it probably isn't. But I don't know what looks like some kind of a jog, runner, crab thing. I don't know. That's why I called it Pokemon crab thing. Wait, getting a little bit of frameage. But, yeah, not too bad. Whoa. And basically when I'm near the other Pokeballs. Because there's just, I got a lot loaded in this game. And it does like a run. And it has wheels, so it does get speed. And I just love the way this came out. This is me just experimenting with different walking mechanics in a Transformer or in a robot at all. And I had a lot of fun with this, and I love it. And it's now a newer version, 1.5, on the workshop. And, yeah, Pokeball crab thing. And you have to transform it to get out. Let me out. Let me out. Ah! I just escaped. And the next one we're going to look at is the Speedball Beyblade. Again, another request, sort of. I don't know. I think it was a challenge. People thought I couldn't do it, but this was actually one of the more easy ones that I made. It really wasn't hard. And I didn't have to change this at all. This is the original version. Nothing needed to be updated. So, woohoo! But you get in through here. Yeah, and there's a seat in there. Oh, I should have got rid of my lift. Goodbye, lift. Back in here. Close the door. Number 2 is the transform, and that's because the transformation isn't really complicated. It kind of lengthens a little bit without pistons. This was before pistons. And a little, like, bottom spits out. And it's got a lot of BB no tips in here. When they were super popular, they're a little... I pushed the wrong button. I don't want to say they're broken because they're obviously not broken. It works. But they're a little tougher to make now because of updates to the game. But whatevs. They still work. If you have them saved, you can load them in and then weld them to something. And they work great still. And you can fly around on this thing. You can turn. And it's just thruster powered. You get close to something else and you get some lag. But, oh, wait. I forgot a button, didn't I? Yeah, number 3. That's what makes it spin. Now it's a Beyblade. Ah, this thing is so mean. So mean. And you do have to contend with the rotational force, so you constantly kind of turn to the right. You can see my body just spinning around in there. But you can just counter it with the steering, usually. Or you can just kind of use it and go that way. But this is a steerable, controllable, bounceable Beyblade, which is a lot of fun. Yes, and I'm so happy that I didn't have to do anything, just because it wasn't super complicated. Boing! All right, turn that off. Number 3. Oh boy, let me hop out. Where are you going? Hey, hey, hey. And the next one is, this is actually my Pokeball version 2. And I didn't have to do anything to this one either. Yay! I didn't have to do anything to this one. The transformation is perfectly fine with all the updates. Again, maybe because it's not super complicated, there's not as many moving parts to rub up against yourself or each other. Yeah. So it all works great. This is my version 2. This was because I wanted to see if I can make a Pokeball with nice big tires and using the shape of the Pokeball, which sounds like it should work perfectly, right? It kind of worked. It wasn't my most popular build, and actually the ones I've shown you thus far, they were all kind of random order. I wasn't doing anything with it really, just the way I was showing you. But the last 3 are my most popular and my most favorite, and that's why I saved them for the end. But this one is version 2, giant tires, really interesting. I love the way it looks. It's a little hot roddy. And this thing, it's very bumpy because they're, you know, block tires. But it does work well. It's a little bit of a Pokeball monster truck. Ooh, let's actually do some rock crawling. All right, I don't know how... These things aren't very grippy. And I'm instantly height-centered. Dang it! Get me off! Get me off! Woo! Oh, I did it. Don't high center again. No, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right, maybe I should rename this the Pokeball Rock Crawler. Oh no, I'm on my back. Haha, I thought of that. Number 3 is actually a suspension glitch to help flip you. Yay! And of course that works when you're in Poke mode also. Let's change back. That would be number 1. Yes. And what happens when you do 3? Whee! And change back. And we did it upside down. Crap. There we go. And number 2 is a little bit of a hatch, so when you get out, you don't get stuck in the ceiling, because I hate when you get out and you get stuck in something. But, yeah. Pokeball big tire rock crawler thing. Yeah. Next! The next one is my personal favorite. It may not be the most popular one all around, but it is my personal favorite. Because I love the way it came out. I love the way it works. I love the way it flies. It's the Pokeball Flyer. And it's just so cool. You change this button. And this is actually the original version. I didn't change anything because I felt it silly to have to completely re-upload a build when all you need to do is flip that bearing and that, let me get in here, and that bearing. That's the only thing that needs to change to make this not glitch. I don't know why. It's just so odd. But let me get in here and let me transform again. Now it works perfect. And they all turn no problem. Just for some reason, when I initially built it, those front 2 turning or rotating the other way worked, and now it doesn't. I don't know why, but it still works. It's an awesome little, looks like a dragonfly to me. It's a little flyer, and I love the way it works. That's the initial thrust, and you have to get used to flying it, you really do. Let me turn on strict follow cam, so it's right behind us. Yes. So number 2 is the hatch, so you can get out. Need to be able to get out. It automatically closes. I didn't touch anything. Number 3 is our hover thrust. So we are just, I want to say neutrally buoyant, but we are going up slightly. So this is unfortunately one of the ones that can get stuck on the ceiling. I can't really adjust that now. If I put 2 thrusters down, it'll be tipping and it won't work properly. And if I do all 4, then it won't hover and blah. But That still works great. Then we've got, when you push W, it does other thrusters, so you go up faster. When the turning on this is super, super unique. That is one of the reasons I love it so much. The spinning on this, the turning, the yaw. When you actually push A, it just turns those. Then when you push W, look at that! And then you can push D. I'm sorry, other way. First one is D, second one is A. But yeah, you turn. And then you turn. And of course you can do some really cool spins up in the air. Whoa! Stop yourself. It is awesome. And then you have 4. No. You have 5 and 6. Which are... It's kind of a strange flying mechanism. But it works. All you're using is 5, 6, and 7. 5 is this rear one. 6 is this rear one. 7 is both the fronts. So if you use them in conjunction, use them well enough, you can get complete control of this thing. I'll be up in the front. Push 5 and 6. That's down in the front. And now we're just kind of doing a straight hover this way. Just, I love the way this works. And push 7, nose back up. I pushed it for too long. 5 and 6. They are very... I love this. I love this. And it's on the workshop too, guys. And I'm actually not going to do another version of this because there's only 2 bearings to flip. Hopefully you can figure that out. And of course we have one more mode. There is number 4 there. So let me I've got to get back to where we were. Ermagerd. Alright, we are nice and stable. Okay, we're hovering back a little bit, but whatever. If you push 4, they all turn, and then you're pretty much going weird. Whoa! Okay, so maybe this doesn't really work. It's supposed to make you go forward. Maybe this still needs some work. I don't know, guys. Next one! We are now on to the Pokeball Bike, which was a direct response from me after making the Pokeball car. I wanted to make something that had the same exuberance, the way that it opens and closes, and I think that's why the Pokeball car was so popular. The way it just... That's the sound it makes. The way that it opened and closed, and the transformation was just amazing. And I tried to capture that in the Pokeball Bike also, and I want to challenge myself to make something that wasn't much bigger. I think it's like a 2 block wider versus the car, and I was able to fit 2 of the large tires in it. Again, every single one of these Pokeballs, all completely vanilla. No mods whatsoever. I do not have any mods loaded on this world at all. They are all completely vanilla. Because a lot of them were made before the mods became popular, before the mods came out. Because, yeah, I've been doing this. Yeah. Check it out. Now, it's not super, super fast and exuberant like the Pokeball car. I had to slow it down a little bit. But I love the way this thing looks. I love the way it came out. The proportions are really cool. I did a lot with the pieces that were here. There's a lot of transforming. There's a lot of transforming that actually happens that you maybe don't even notice. Let's just watch it go again. The sides. It lengthens a lot. It really does. And I love the way it happens. Ha-ha! And maybe it looks more like a looks kind of like a Vespa or a scooter, because it's got, what kind of motorcycle has things that come up over the side or that's this big? It's somewhere between a motorcycle and a car, because there's a lot of material. Motorcycles are usually kind of small, and there's just a lot of material to work with here. But it is automatically stabilizing. It's not doing that. It's got the sensors that pop out and sense a ground. And this thing drives so good. Yoo-hoo! And again, I stiffened up the suspension because that wasn't a thing when I initially made it. There were 2 suspension on this. I now switched to 1, and I can actually adjust the stiffness of the suspension, and that works lovely. And I love this thing. I love this thing. Wahoo! And of course, it has more. There's that second switch there. Number 1 was the transformation, and I had to do a lot. Oh, a little step forward, whatever. I had to do a lot of work on this to make it work now. It was all over the place with the initial transformation, and I had to change a couple things around, delete some blocks, get rid of, add others, because if you delete some, you got to put some back. So it still looks like a full Pokeball when it is back to Pokeball form. I had to do a lot of work on this one, but I got it working great. Yeah, and like I said, there's another button there. That is thrusters. There are 2 thrusters in this. And it freaking works! Oh, God, if I could drive. Go up the hill. Go up the hill. Yes! Oh, my God, we're straight up flying. Ha, ha, ha! All right, turn the thrusters out. Oh, my God, that was amazing. So that is the Pokeball Bike. I love it. This is version 1.5 because I had to do a lot of work on this one, guys, to make it work. But it works so well. It drives so well. And, oh, watch out for that tree. And thrusters. Ah, I'm not even actually pushing forward. I'm not pushing W. I'm just working on the thrusters right now. Yeah. I love it. I love it. And now on to the piece de resistance. The one that started it all. The Pokeball Transformer car. The one that started it all. This started out as a blue ball that I made in like my 3rd video ever. Ermagerd. And then somebody suggested to paint it like a Pokeball. So I did. And that started the whole thing of making all these different Pokeballs. And I just loved it. And to this date, it is still, I think it's among the top 10 most subscribed things on the workshop. Unfortunately, the one that is the most subscribed thing on the workshop is broken. Ermagerd. Before I show you this, I want to show you that. This is version 1. This is version 1.5. Watch version 1. This is after all the updates that have happened with the game in the time since I've made this. It works. Let's change it back. It still works, but just not smooth, and it glitches, and these aren't closed all the way. It's kind of open. Yeah, the tolerances got tighter in the game. So it's not that big of a deal, but I had to make it better. I had to make it better. So 1.5. Let's get rid of 1. 1.5. I'm ready for you. Perfect in every way. Perfect in every way. And it's still awesome. And you can drive this thing like a boss. Like a boss. And then transform it, number 1. Woohoo! Pokeball! And then transfer it back. And I've got 6 tires in this thing, but they're all the small ones, and it doesn't give you a lot of ground contact. That's why it rolls over so easily. That's why I wanted to change things when I made the bike. And subsequent, other Transformers, other Poke items. But this thing is still awesome. And the way it changes. And it flips. Haha. I love it. A lot of little tweaks, but I made this thing work perfect now. Had to change some speeds around. Had to change some timings on some movements and all kinds of stuff. But this thing is, don't flip. But I love it. The Pokeball, a Transformer car, is back and is glorious. Oh, don't flip it. Okay, don't flip it. Ha 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 ha. Ha! Ha! Let's do a jump or something. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Ready? And change into a ball. Yeah, I'm a ball. And change back. And the second switch is number 2, which is a hatch, so you can get out easier. Because, as I've said before, I hate when you get out of a seat and you get stuck in something. Yeah. So that's been the first Transformer Tuesdays. I wanted to go back and look at some stuff and see what was going on with my builds and how awesome they are and how some of them might be broken because of scrap mechanic. But I fixed the popular ones. I fixed the good ones. And I hope you guys like it. If you like what you saw, make sure to check blah blah. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe and like and all that good stuff, guys. And let me know what you think and start downloading the newer versions of these things that work better. Yes. Yes. Ooh, I almost, riding on 2 wheels like a gangster. Gangster, flip it, flip it. Ball. Yeah. Ha ha. Have a good day, have a good night. I love you and goodbye. Hi, how you doing?